Ladies and gentlemen, hello to each and every one of you. You are once again on the platform of Awakening Head Conscience. Welcome. So, in the international news headlines, the world has been surprised by this shocking revelation. An unexpected revelation that Russia has just made about the famous peace plan proposed by the Western Bloc, led by the United States of America, which is using Ukraine as a puppet to reach Russia. So, it is Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin spokesperson, who made this shocking revelation that highlights, that exposes the plan that is being unfolded to trap Russia. And it's a peace plan. This is the peace plan that America is apparently following, which is a peace plan proposed by Volodymyr Zelensky. It's his new peace plan. So, the outlines of this peace plan will leave you speechless. And since Vladimir Putin's Russia is intelligent, the Russians are very smart. Vladimir Putin immediately understood Russia made its decision. And it is following this very decision that Dmitry Peskov took the time to speak. So, young ladies and gentlemen, in the context of this video conference, this is what we are going to talk about. But as usual, before continuing, I ask you to share this video conference as much as possible. Share it in all possible groups. Give it lots of likes. Yes. And above all, don't forget, for all those who are new here, click on subscribe. Please subscribe. This allows you not to miss our video conferences. And if you don't want to miss our video conferences on current events at all, click on the notification bell. You activate the notification bell. This allows you to receive a notification as soon as a new video conference on current events is available. So, let's dive deep, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about Russia. And you know, since these negotiations started, quite a few people have said that we are facing a situation where Russia should be very careful. That Russia should be very careful. And today, we return to the obvious fact that there is some sort of trap there. So, what is actually happening? What needs to be said is that we are facing a situation where the peace plan proposed by Zelensky to the Americans, it is this peace plan that was used by Donald Trump. That is the objective. In reality, all this action, all this agitation, I would say, by Donald Trump is based on the peace plan proposed by Zelensky. Even if he pretended not to be aligned with Zelensky's ideology, it was a good way to divert attention. So, Dmitry Peskov, your Kremlin counterpart, he says this. He says Zelensky's peace plan is an American maneuver to fight Russia to the last Ukrainian. It's an American maneuver to fight Russia to the last Ukrainian. When we say it, it seems like there's a mistake in the sentence. But the truth is, the sentence is correct. That is to say, America and Zelensky want to use the Ukrainians to fight Russia, which is an unmatched power to this day. The objective is to fight Russia, even if it means that all Ukrainians pay the price. It must be done. But Russia must be fought to the last Ukrainian. That's the peace plan. And this revelation, this is the first part of the revelation made by Dmitry Peskov, who is the Kremlin's spokesperson. So, what is the interest of the United States of America in encouraging Ukraine to fight Russia to the last Ukrainian? You already know that America's objective is to ensure that in the next 20 years, 30 years, there will be a new generation of Ukrainians. Since Ukraine is already sold, Ukraine will be sold. Ukraine will very soon belong in its entirety to America. Whether it's these rare earths, these energy infrastructures, or other types of infrastructures, everything will go back to America. We have heard Donald Trump say that he would like Ukrainian energy infrastructures to return to America to allow America to better exploit Ukrainian minerals. That's the objective. So, to achieve this objective, Ukraine is being sold. Ukraine will be sold. If there are current generations that continue to survive, at some point, one of them will take power and will cancel all the agreements that have been made between America and Ukraine. So, America has an interest, and Zelensky also has an interest, in ensuring that all Ukrainians can go to rest, eternal, so that those who are being born, who are children, because there is a new law, there is a conscription law in the army, those who are children, who are minors, who do not understand what is happening, when they grow up, they will not know. We will explain to them. It's the story we will tell them. Those people will never understand. So, Russia says this. That was a digression. Russia says, Dmitry Peskov says that Kiev must sober up. Kiev has put itself in a state of grey. Conflict continues. The ashes, the ruins. Kiev must sober up and understand the reasons that led it to the conflict. This is what Russia says. Dmitry Peskov continues, he says this. He says that the true peace plan for Ukraine lies in realizing the futility of Kiev's current policy. Kiev must understand that its current policy is not normal. It does not help Ukraine. It does not help future generations. He continues. He says that Russia's openness to dialogue does not mean a change in the objectives of the special military operation in Ukraine. If Russia has opened its heart to dialogue, Russia knows what it is doing. Its military objectives, Russia's objectives in the special military operation in Ukraine must be achieved. And even if Russia has opened up to dialogue, this does not change its military objectives within the framework of the special military operation in Ukraine. Russia is very clear about this. So, Dmitry Peskov takes the opportunity to directly accuse the United States of America. Thus, Russia accuses the United States of America and Europe of not being ready to resolve the crisis in Ukraine through diplomatic means. That all they are doing is just a pretense. Yes. And so, this forces Russia to continue its special military operation. So, when they pretend, Russia also pretends. When they are serious, Russia too is acting seriously. But it doesn't change anything. The military objectives of Russia in Ukraine. So we return. Donald Trump should start being sincere with Russia. Since Russia has understood his little game, all this agitation, everything he is doing there, even the ceasefire. We saw when there was the ceasefire, Vladimir Putin gave the order to the command of the Russian army to stop, to follow the rules of the ceasefire. But on the Ukrainian side, they continued to fire. America was stunned. It said nothing. It said nothing. And meanwhile, Europe is rearming strongly. Donald Trump pretends to disagree with Europe. But the truth is that Donald Trump is still in Europe's mind. And at a certain point, we heard, 48 hours ago, we heard Donald Trump say to Russia that if Russia refuses, to have an agreement to move towards peace, the United States of America would be forced to resort to other means. So, well, and yet the conditions set by Russia are not that complicated. But America does not want to accept them. America wants to continue imposing its will, knowing that it cannot work. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the headline of international news. Here is the shocking revelation that Dmitry Peskov has just made. So, what's the summary? Donald Trump is in a scheme, in collusion with the comedian Zelensky. Knowing that Zelensky is a good theatrical actor, he wants to continue using him. So we will continue to follow this news. Everything that will result from it, we will come back to discuss here, on the platform of Awakening Unconsciousness. Thank you to everyone. Please share the video conference as much as possible, in all possible groups. I will get back to you shortly with new updates. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.